Okay, so Paul George went to the Sixers, 4 years max contract. The news broke at 3:30 in the morning, and I fell asleep probably at 3:28. Philly gave him everything they could. The Clippers, there was something there that clearly was not working for PG. What does this mean now for the Clippers in a super competitive Western Conference? It means that their life is probably going to be tougher than it already was. And with the PG Kawhi era, I remember when I lost my mind when they acquired PG and Kawhi at 2 in the morning, and here we are. You never know how this stuff is going to swing, man. Now for Philly, I mean, look, Joel Embiid's 30 years old. You got to go for it as much as you can right now. What's this going to look like on the back half of the contract, given that Paul George is 34 years old and it's a 4-year deal? I don't know. Cap's going up. PG's done a good job of aging pretty well so far. Obviously, he has a very easy-to-fit-in game that we'll get into in a second here. But you only get so many chances to go for it, and you got to go for it right now. As an NBA fan, I love this. As a Celtics fan, I'm like, yeah, man, bring it on. I'll talk about the health of both teams in a second here. So the first thing I wanted to do was look at the defensive matchups the last time the Sixers played the Celtics, now NBA champion Boston Celtics, in the playoffs. It was 2 years ago, and it was Tobias, PJ Tucker, some DeAnthony Melton as well, guarding Tatum or Jalen a lot of the time. Well, PG sounds pretty good when you're going down options to guard those two on the wing if they meet the Celtics in the playoff series. They brought back Oubre as well, who I think made real improvements as an overall player and defensively this year. So that's cool. And now between OG and McHale with the Knicks, although iHeart went to OKC, I'll do another video for free agency, probably today. And Philly with PG. Wing defense in the Eastern Conference is going to be kind of necessary against the Celtics. Okay, let's talk about PG, Maxey, and Embiid. And yes, before you make the comparison of Kawhi and Embiid and, PG was relying on Kawhi's health, now he's relying on Embiid's health. Yep, I get it. Anyway, the fit between these three is probably going to be pretty damn seamless. I mean, obviously you've got all the Maxey Embiid two-man game stuff. You got the DHOs, you got the screen actions, all that. You've got PG who can run screen actions with Joel. He can run off of pin down screens, and Nick Nurse is going to have all those types of plays imagined for him. You could try to have actions where, like on one side of the floor, it's like an Embiid Maxey thing, and then PG is running off of a screen on the other end. You could do the same thing, but this time it's PG and Embiid running the screen, and then it's Maxey off the ball. Of course, PG just operating as a floor spacer as well is going to be great, because you got to stay glued to him. I can picture Nick Nurse drawing up a set where like Embiid has got the ball around the free throw line or on the wing, and then somebody sets PG like a backdoor screen where he can go baseline and then get it from Joel on the move, something like that, right? But the other big thing here is that the Sixers have another guy where when the play just dies out for whatever reason, if the ball ends up in PG's hands with 7 seconds left, he can create something out of nothing. And having 3 guys who can do that instead of 2, it's massive. I also feel like Nick Nurse is going to find ways to put all 3 of them in actions as well. Like, I'm picturing plays where like Maxey is like a second screener in a PG Embiid thing, and really the idea is that he just gets in there and then flashes out real quick, because Maxey's super fast, right? So you can do that, and then he can like attack on the wing and then immediately just be like downhill in 1 second. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there. And of course, you're still going to get a whole lot of just Embiid being Embiid and just all the face-ups and the mid-range jumpers and drawing a million fouls. I'm also picturing just Maxey and PG spacing the floor when Embiid is in the post or he's doing his face-up stuff. And I'm picturing just catch and shoots, catch and drives. The defense is scrambling, and then one of them's relocating for a 3 or getting into the middle of the floor. So yeah, now for the rest of the roster, Maxey, I just saw they gave him the contract. Oubre is back. They got Eric Gordon, which is cool. Draft people really like Jared McCain. There's belief he could have like an early impact as a guard. But yeah, they could use one more wing. They got Drummond as the backup again. Like, that's fine. Anyway, to think about the Eastern Conference, so it was said 4 days ago that Porzingis is going to be out 5 to 6 months with a rare injury. Everybody remembers when Shams tweeted that, and it was like 6 words in a row that I've never seen in a row before. And so, okay, like that could potentially go into December or January, which gives you like a little bit of time until the playoffs, but not a super lot of time, right? So we're probably going to get a weird regular season from Porzingis. Now, the Celtics could still get the 1 seed even with KP barely playing, but it hurts their chances, of course. With iHeart going to OKC, the Knicks have a center situation to figure out. Even if their wings have now been like super beefed up with McHale and OG, you have a Bucks team that still needs more perimeter defense, but now there's also a lot of rumors about Brook. And I get it because of his age and all that, but also foundationally, like I don't know if they've got another shot for rim protection if they don't have Brook. Even if they can't be the most versatile defensive team with Brook, but even so, like we've got a track record of that working, him and Giannis, right? Like Giannis is great, but I want Giannis as the help guy. And of course, Dame just had not a great regular season for them. The Pacers are going to be there. I'm still never going to forget about Miami. As of right now, Cleveland has not made any roster shakeups. Obviously, they went from Bickerstaff to Atkinson. Maybe that's their big change, but obviously they've got things to figure out with the half-court offense because, Garland, Mobley, Mitchell, Allen, like those four have just not been the fit offensively that they were dreaming of. We all love the Magic, and defensively they're great. Offensively, they've got some more strides to make, even if, the KCP signing is definitely good for them, no doubt. And then the Hawks are the Hawks. So, Philly, they definitely got a shot to win the whole thing, man. When Joel Embiid is healthy, or even when he's not completely healthy at this point, he's pretty much always averaging over 30 a game now. But that's the big thing. It's going to be health, and not just from them. I think a healthy Porzingis still makes the Celtics the best team in the conference, but I don't know if we're going to get a healthy Porzingis at all at this point. But they're still really good without him. It's just, I would like for Al Horford to not have to play 40 minutes in basketball games, even if, he's still good, no doubt. So that'll do it. PG should end up being the guy that Philly has been kind of desperate to find for years now. And I've seen a bunch of Sixers fans just be like, yo, man, we went from Tobias to PG. This is great.